Hello everyone, my name is Isabel Mesa and this is my presentation over Brazil. The outline. First I will talk about Brazil, then I will move on to traveling information, safety considerations, meeting etiquette, and business aspects. Here I have included a picture of Brazil. About Brazil. The first thing you should know is that English isn't spoken widely. In fact, the dominant language is Portuguese. Here I have included a table where it shows you a few words translated from English to Brazilian Portuguese. Another thing you should know is that there is little to no introverts in Brazil. Introverts is basically shy people. It is known for all the noise that occurs on the daily. Another thing you should know is that there is an enormous gap between rich and poor. Although it has gotten a little better over the few years, there's still a huge gap. Some traveling information. Tickets from Texas to Brazil run about $1,000 for a round trip. So it's better to get the tickets in advance because if you don't, then it will run for more than $1,000. You do need a passport and a visa to travel. You can only visit for up to 90 days. However, depending on your nationality, you can extend your stay for an extra 90 days if you apply to the federal police. Of course, they will let you know whether your extension has been approved or not right before you leave. And here I have included a picture of an airplane in the Brazil territory. More traveling information. Personal things are free of cost to bring depending on the duration of the stay. For example, if you're coming for a business meeting, it should run about 3 to 5 days. So you're expected to bring clothes that's worth for 3 to 5 days, not that's worth for a whole month. 18 years or older are allowed to bring alcohol beverages, but only up to 24 units, meaning you cannot bring enough for selling. It's prohibited to bring outside foods such as dairy products, bread, fruits, and things like that. Some pets are allowed but must have a health certificate, and the health certificate must be current, so it has to be during the same month that you will be traveling to Brazil. Some safety considerations. The U.S. government does not cover any medical expenses in Brazil, so you should be aware of that before you travel. That way you can see if you can find some type of coverage that will cover you just in case something happens during your trip in Brazil. Health prevention knowledge is strongly advised since there's many diseases you could encounter. And here I have included a little table that includes some current things from 2016. For example, there was 830,000 people living with HIV in Brazil. Some diseases that are common in Brazil are hepatitis A, hepatitis B, yellow fever, malaria, rabies, and typhoid. Just because these are the most common in that country doesn't mean you will get this disease. It's just good to know beforehand what you will be exposed to in order to take some precautions and vaccines before traveling. And of course, most of the diseases are you're exposed to the most during poorer areas. I have included a picture of a poor area in Brazil. More safety considerations. The crime rate is high in most parts of Brazil. You should try not to be outside after dark. And you should also avoid visiting favelas alone. Favelas is basically like the corner places in Brazil where there's many different cultural things that you can go through. It's very interesting to visit, but you should not go by yourself, mainly because that's a target place for people in Brazil that try to attack you or something like that. And I have also included a table with emergency contact numbers for Brazil. For example, if you need to get in contact with the police, you will dial 190, or if you need to get in contact with the fire department, you will dial 193, and so on. Meeting etiquette. Brazilians see time as something that's completely out of their control. In other words, unlike the U.S., they are very understanding if somebody for whatever reason shows up late. They know that people have a life outside of the business world, and anything can happen, so they try their best to be very understanding. If you show up early but somebody else shows up late to a meeting, don't make any faces or show emotion that it bothered you, even if it did. Brazilians consider that rude and will be discouraged with that. When it comes to speaking, all the attention should be on the person that has the floor. If someone interrupts or something, Brazilians will find that very disrespectful. They like to have that comfort feeling they get when they know everyone is paying attention and respect to each other. And here I have included a picture of everyone paying attention to the person speaking. Last but not least, some business aspects. The best time to schedule meetings is between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. or between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. Lunches are used for less formal business discussions. They know that during lunchtime there's a lot of chaos going on, so they try to schedule the meetings before or after lunchtime. Dinner is more to socialize than business, so they try to just avoid dinner as a meeting. When it comes to Brazilian restaurants, tipping is not expected, so they go around that. And you should try to prevent meetings from running late. Although meetings in Brazil are expected to usually start late, they do hate when meetings run late than they should. And that is all. Thank you.